Also, today we're going to start off with something a little bit different. I saw somebody doing this fun little online test thing recently, and I thought it would be really fun to do, especially considering the nature of fear and hunger. I think it ties in pretty well. So, when we get started, we're going to do this first. Okay. So, yeah. I saw someone doing this online before, the Psychopathy Test. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Now, apparently, this is a test that they actually use to determine whether someone is in control of their faculties, and can be reasonably charged for their crimes. And basically it's simple. The higher you score, then the more likely you are to be an actual psychopath. And like some famous killers in history have max points on this thing. So each question you get 1 or 2, 0, 1 or 2 points. And like some famous killers have gotten 40 out of 40 or like 38 out of 40, that sort of stuff. But it is supposed to be done by a proper psychologist or psychiatrist. So doing it for yourself is sort of not not going to be super effective. But we will do this. Sorry, just 1 second. I just realized I messed up something. Okay, this is a bit better. Okay, so let's get into it. This will be our instead of our Zatsudan at the start, we'll do this instead. So, Australia is the scariest part of this title. Yeah, you're not wrong. Fear and hunger in Australia. Okay, so I want to assess myself. Okay, I have a grandiose sense of self-worth. Look, to be a VTuber, yeah, I think you sort of have to. You have to, at the very least, you have to listen to yourself talk. So I'm going to say, I don't think IRL I do. In fact, VTubing has sort of helped me understand that I am a bit more valuable as a person than I thought. But, there still has to be that level of, appreciating yourself in order to become a public figure, right? So we'll go partially. Poor behavioral controls and find it hard to keep my impulses in check. Sometimes. Most of the time I think I'm pretty good, but sometimes you're just like a lot of the time I'll be like, well, not a lot of the time, but I'll be like, fuck, I need a Big Mac. Or I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to do this, I'm just going to order food. I need that Coke, Sometimes you see some good salsa. Exactly. I don't know if this is what they're talking about. See, this is where the psychologist sort of comes in. It's like, does having a craving for junk food count as poor behavioral controls? I don't know. We'll say partially. I have a history of promiscuous sexual behavior. Sorry guys. You're not allowed to see that one. Okay, next question. I have an excessive need for stimulation and am prone to boredom. Well, the internet sort of does that to everybody, doesn't it? I bet almost every single person here is watching 3 streams at once while doing something else. Hey Heather, how you doing? So I'm going to say, yeah, applies very well. Because that's just the internet just, it makes ADHD fools of us all, doesn't it? I live like a parasite on others, e.g. by borrowing money I will never pay back, cynically exploiting others for favors, etc. I'm a VTuber, okay? If VTubers aren't parasites, then I just don't know what is. But I would say if I was just a VTuber, I would say it applies very well. But because I also work jobs on top of that, so I'd say it's balanced. I'd say partially. I am callous and or lack empathy. I don't know. I can be callous sometimes. And I don't think I lack empathy. I used to. I don't now though. I can be pretty callous sometimes though. I'll say it partially as well, yeah. Like, sometimes I just go like into robot mode. When there's an emergency, I'll go into robot mode. And it's like, I'm not thinking, I am thinking, I'm not feeling, but I'm just like, okay, this, let's go, done. Boom. VTuber worms. We are worms, yeah. Like leeches, basically. Leeches on the underbelly of society. And frankly, society would be better off if they burned us all. And I can say that because I'm a VTuber. Does showing empathy include using Facebook and tweeting? That's a good point. If you ever use Facebook or tweet, then that means you lack empathy. So, it definitely at the very least applies partially to everybody, right? I lack realistic long-term goals, i.e. I am either drifting through life or chasing grandiose schemes that fail to pan out. Am I going to answer every single question with here saying like, look, I'm a VTuber? Yeah, look, wanting to become successful as a streamer in general is a grandiose scheme that nine times out of 10 fails to pan out. So I'm going to say this applies very well, and I'm betting that it applies very well to almost every single VTuber, right? I'm a VTuber, you were here from my lawyer. It's not too different from wanting to be a star in Hollywood. That's a very good point. It is. It's almost exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, Mechanicat, good to see you. But yes, no, I do try to keep grounded in some ways. Like that's why even though I hate one of my jobs that I do, that's why I keep going at it because, you know, without it, I wouldn't be able to afford to live. So I do have some level of reasonable long-term thought, but for the most part, my schemes are just, well, they don't pan out. If they did pan out, I wouldn't be here now, would I? But for the most part, they're pretty grandiose. So I will say, yeah, like wanting to become famous making video games, wanting to become a famous VTuber, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's very grandiose. I have a habit of blaming others for my own problems and generally do not accept responsibility for my own actions. Hey, Dragfrey, we're doing a psychopathy test. Oh, you know what? I'll link it in chat so you guys can do it too if you want. You guys can do it along with me. So question 9, I have a habit of blaming others for my own problems and generally do not accept responsibility for my own actions. Look, here's the funny thing, right? I do. But on the other hand, I do, like, I think that, you know, everything that's happened in my life is basically, you know, my own responsibility, right? Oh, thank you, Ray. But I also believe in magic and have magical thinking where action and reaction aren't always linked. So that sort of throws a spanner in the works, but I will say it does not apply because in everything else, I'm like, no, 100%. Where I am in life right now is after childhood, you know, basically all your choices are your own. And where I'm in life is 100% because of my own choices, right? The reason I'm a VTuber, the reason I'm working 2 jobs, you know, all this stuff. It's 100% my fault. Life sometimes, you know, it will get in the way, like, you know, a friend passes away or, you know, you lose a loved one, that sort of stuff. And you know, it's often not your fault. But, you know, you're dealt cards in life, but how you play those cards is always up to you. And some people are dealt better cards than others, and that's just a fact. But everyone has the responsibility to play their own cards. And that responsibility is far more far more important than the cards you're dealt, I think. Blame mouth for all my problems. Yeah, yeah, look, Ray, I'm sorry. My streams are actually a big secret ritual to divert all of my negative energy towards you. So sorry. I have internet. I can learn a ton, including cooking. And that's the thing. Like, at any point, I can just say, I want to look up welding. I want to be a welder. And then you can just Google welding. Like, how to learn welding. And then you can just basically do a welding course online. And then, you know, after a couple of weeks, you can just weld. And that applies to basically everything. Did you know that you can just download a textbook for a university course and work through it? Did you know that? Why spend $50,000 when you can just do it? And $50,000 at least, and it won't guarantee you a job these days either. So if you want the knowledge, you might as well just do it yourself and then just do something more practical for a job. Mouse stole my lunch. I did actually, yeah. I teleported it away. I have at some point in my life been given a mild reprimand or warning by the authorities on the condition that I did not repeat my offense, yet nevertheless ended up repeating the offense anyway. Yes. Not for a very long time though. You want to know what it was? It's a bit embarrassing, but I think I did the thing. I'm pretty sure everybody's done this, but when I was younger, I was looking up spicy things online and my parents found out. And I got in trouble for it. And then I basically ignored them and just kept doing it. And then I got reprimanded like 3 or 4 times for it. And then I just ignored them. So exactly, looking up how to cook jalapenos. But nothing serious. Like, you know, I'm not like stealing or, you know, vandalism or anything. Like, I have actually been fined for disturbing the peace for a story. I think I've told this story before, where I got drunk one night on Oktoberfest with my brother and his friends, and then we went out to a building and there was a big stack of phone books, and then we were absolutely blasted. It was Oktoberfest, you know. And the end of the night, and we just pick up these phone books and start throwing them around, and there was plainclothes police officers, because it was outside a bar, and there was plainclothes police officers right there, and they like pick us up straight away. It's like the most mild thing, and like we didn't even damage the phone books. Like they just landed on the pavement. Like it's the most mild thing you can imagine. But that scared the shit out of me. And I never really did that again. So I'm actually going to say it doesn't apply, because, you know, everyone does stuff like that when they're a kid. Like, you know, looking up things they shouldn't be looking up. So I'm just going to... And after that, I just haven't really, so... Morday is a fiend. I am a fiend, actually. You should see my true form. It's got, like, devil horns and everything. Why was there a stack of phone books? Sounds like a sting-up. You know what? It probably was. I was baited by the feds to commit a crime like that. Holy shit, I never saw it that way, but you're completely right. Yeah, let's look up sex gifts. I shouldn't actually Google that. So I'm gonna say does not apply, because it doesn't really apply, you know. I am characterized by shallow emotional responses. You know what? I'm gonna say yeah. Because I'm a pretty subdued guy when I'm not on stream. I burn up all my energy while I'm on stream, right? And then for the rest of the day, I'm just like, whatever. And I just, you know, I'm not like really that invested in other things. So for the most part, I think I have pretty shallow emotional responses. Maybe other people can help me out here, but I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, well, what does shallow mean? Does it mean like no emotions at all? Like, you know, someone's like, oh yeah, your parents just died. You're just like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. I'm going to say, yeah, you know, I'm going to say it applies very well because why not? But yeah, this is definitely another thing where it's like, okay, you'd actually need a proper psychiatrist to help you out. This test is pointless. Aren't all Aussies psychopaths? That's a very good point. I think that's the last question. The last question is, are you Australian? And if you are, it just automatically gives you full points. And then they send the police to come pick you up right away. I think the shallow is a Blair part of this question. Yeah, it's not designed to be done for yourself. This is just a fun online thing. They actually use this in court, too. When it's done properly, they use it in court. I have broken many different types of laws, i.e. my law breaking has not been restricted to any single domain such as sexual, financial, or similar. Well, let's see. What have we got? We've got piracy. We've got disturbing the peace. We've got being Australian. We've got being a VTuber. We've got shitposting. That's kind of Australian though. I think it's different enough that we can consider it different. So that's 5. So yeah, I'd say it applies partially. Yeah. I don't know from experience with encountering Australians in person, but they're very similar to Americans. Maybe we're both psychopaths. No, it's subtle. We're good at hiding it, and we lure you in, and then you find out. To be fair, America is a country founded by terrorists. That's true, you are. I shouldn't even be talking to you guys. I'm a pathological liar. I am a VTuber. So... Look, I'm all streamers are basically actors, right? But I don't think that's what it means. But technically I am lying quite a bit. The idea of them counting VTuber in a court as a broken law is so funny. I hereby charge you with being a VTuber. 10 years in the chokey. Do you really believe it? Yeah. Did I say hi, Silk? How you doing, man? So I'm going to say applies partially. I have an easy or unconstrained social style. I think I do. What does this mean? That people, like, I'm just easygoing? I guess I'm pretty easygoing. Yeah, I'm Australian, so we're all easygoing. Pathological. Oh no. Pathological lying. I'm definitely not the CEO of spelling, that's for sure. There we go. Hey Kimmy, how you doing? I'm not restricted by social norms. Buddy, I have blasted social norms. I do not give a fuck. I've often tricked, conned, and or manipulated people. Now this is bad. I used to like manipulate people a lot. I was a bad boy. I did used to be a bad boy, and I'll be honest, I don't like talking about that time in my life because I wasn't a very nice person. I didn't trick or con people explicitly, but I did manipulate people. And I hurt a lot of people that way, and I lost some friends. And you know, I'm not very proud of that time in my life, but I think I've learned a lot from it. So I'm going to say applies, because I don't do it any, apart from being a VTuber, I don't do that anymore. So this is why the ladies love him, because I'm a pathological liar. Yeah, the ladies love it when you commit crimes constantly. Okay, I have a history of exhibiting cruelty to others. Not really, even when I was a bad boy, I was never really cruel on purpose, so I'm going to say not at all. Like, I don't even like hurting animals, other than, like, if we're going to kill animals to eat them, I do prefer it in the least cruel way possible. Nice guys finish last. When you run out of gas, you're so fucking happy, might break your spine. Who was that? Was that, Living End? Was that Living End or Offspring? Living End, they were based. BRB breaking and entering, yeah. Yeah, Silk, you gotta be a bastard and then chicks will love it. I generally evade responsibility and do not answer to anyone in my life. That's, for the most part, yeah. Yeah, Green Day. I listen to all of them around the same time, so I often get their songs mixed up. Of course it's Green Day. They have completely different sounds, right? When you sit down and listen to it, like, there's no way you can get these bands confused. But all their songs are sort of blur together in my head. Generally evade responsibility and do not answer anyone in my life. Well, I'm not going to be a corp. I'm not a corpo, so yeah, this applies very well. Could you imagine being a corpo? I literally couldn't. I don't think I could be a corpo. You know? Any corporation, any VTuber corporation that would have me, I would not join. Because there's probably something very wrong with their hiring process if I get through, right? Sic semper tyrannis. I also say, Carthage delenda est. Shouldn't a dog be easy enough to train? Yes, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I dream of the day someone manages me to clean up my Menhera. Cleaning up Lappin. Go have a bath, Lappin. Only do idle breaks on your time. No swearing, sneezing not allowed unless it's extra cute. That's a good point. No swearing, but definitely sneeze once or twice on stream, because people love that. Have a history of juvenile delinquency and or crime? Yes, I do. As the aforementioned breaking the peace, disturbing the peace, I was just running rampant. The list of crimes is disturbing the peace. Yeah, so that applies very well. I was very naughty. I know, I threw phone books. I'm surprised they didn't get me for public drunkenness. It was just disturbing the peace. Maybe they were being nice about it. They were pretty nice cops about it, to be honest. The little of it I can remember, they were pretty nice. I was super apologetic about it as well. So they probably went a bit easy on me. Disturbing the priest, yeah. No, that was later. I've had many serious romantic relationships that have fallen apart after a short time. You're not allowed to look at this one either. No, see, that doesn't apply. I am overly impulsive. A bit, yeah, I'm pretty impulsive. Like, you know, I'll start plenty of, like, game projects and then just never finish them. You should see my old game project list. It was massive. I would have shown off a lot more of them too the other day, but I've lost a lot of source code because they're kind of old. The answer is no. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm a wizard. Look, as a wizard, we all know your powers are entirely related to how pure you are. So no, I haven't been in a single serious relationship before. Look, 30, so they say you have to be a male virgin until 30, right? And then you become a wizard. But what they don't say is that the longer you go, the stronger your powers are. 30 is the minimum, right? And you're pretty good at 30, like I won't lie. You're pretty good, okay? But if you keep it going for longer, you can get some pretty strong powers there. I read a manga with that premise. That actually sounds pretty fun. I love that. It's so funny. That showed up in what is it? Ishoki Reviewers or something like that. There was a character in that became a wizard because he was a virgin until 30. That was funny. Level 35 wizard. Well, I won't say what level I am. It's impolite to ask a wizard what level he is. If I get to 30, I can cast fireballs. Yeah. You can cast some spells, and you choose what tree to spec into. But the longer you go, then you can choose more trees and that sort of stuff. So yeah, so definitely at least 30, boys. At least 30. But yeah, no, I am very impulsive. I'm a VTuber, but yeah, because of my games as well. I display a lack of remorse or guilt. I'm Australian. And a VTuber. So yes. But no, I do. I I often don't do things that would require remorse or guilt in the first place, so this doesn't happen often. But if I do, then yeah, I think I do. I think I do. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. What did we get? What did we get? Me. 35% more psychopathic than the average person, but I do not qualify as a psychopath. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. The population average is very low. What does this mean exactly? Twisted and jokified. Society won't see me coming. Gotta try harder. No, I know. I need to do my psychopath reps and then come back. Minus, this makes you 23% more psychopathic than the average. I wonder what the minimum is to be a VTuber. Because Headless is a VTuber too. Maybe it's like 20% more psychopathic, right? And then you're allowed to become a VTuber. You definitely at least have to be more psychopathic than the average person, right? Oh, here we go. Here's some explanation of factors. So, Interpersonal Style is the one I got 67% on, right? Denotes selfishness, callousness, and the remorseless use of others. People behind this trait are characterized by shallow emotional lives, superficial charm, manipulativeness, and lack of empathy. Doesn't really sound like me. Psychopathic lifestyle, so 58%, indicates a tendency towards chronically unstable, antisocial, and socially deviant lifestyle. Yeah, that sounds like me. Other elements of this style include sensation-seeking, irresponsibility, inability to hold a normal job, and or the inability to maintain non-dysfunctional relationships. That does sound like me. Overt antisocial is only like 19%, so not much. Reactive anger, criminality, and lack of impulse control. Yeah, that sounds right. Likelihood is low that people who write high in this dimension will mend their ways. Well, I guess I can mend my ways then, because I scored low. And 45% total psychopathy. Donates the person's total psychopathy score. Individuals in the 75 to 100% range are considered psychopaths by the psychopathy checklist. Individuals with scores below 75% are not explicitly. Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty safe. I'm pretty safe there, right? I do need to try harder next time, though. Yeah, the limit is that. I think over that point, that's when they let you into the corpos. You have to be a psychopath to be a corpo, I think. So that's why I was never going to get in. Ah, oh, shit. Why did that fizz up? It's been sitting there for half an hour. God damn it. Fucking Coke, man. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants to do that test, then here you go. And post your if you're comfortable posting your results, post them in the Discord in the general chat, and we can have a laugh about it afterwards. 18%. Yeah. See, look, I reckon that the cutoff feels about 20%. We'll have to get more. We'll have to get more numbers coming in. So everybody, please, if you're comfortable, do the test and then post it in the Discord in the general chat, and we'll sort of analyze the results, and we'll try and get an idea of what the cutoff to be a VTuber is. How psychopathic you have to be to actually be a VTuber. All right, guys, let's play a video game. Let's play, what are we playing today? What is it, Zork? Is it Kenji? Five Nights at Freddy's, wasn't it?